Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show, everybody. Now, for 3 years, the Horizon Awards have been coming to Park City during the Sundance and Slam Dance film festivals to honor female emerging artists from around the world. And I am so excited to be sitting down with this year's 2 female filmmaker winners. I've got Andy Villanueva and Brittany Fennell. Good morning.
Nice to meet you.
So first off, congratulations. You two out of, I can't even imagine how many entries. Tell me a little bit about the parameters to win a Horizon Award.
So essentially you have to submit a 2-minute long video. It could be a snippet of a larger project. It could be a project you made specifically for the competition, music video, you name it. But to be eligible, you have to be a post-secondary student.
Okay.
Or you have to be recently graduated. And you have to have made less than, what was the number?
5,000, I think. So you have to be in college or within 6 months of graduating, and you cannot have earned more than, you have to be a starving artist. You cannot have earned more than $5,000 in the film industry, and you can't have an agent. I mean, you really have to be a truly up-and-coming independent filmmaker.
Yes.
So Brittany, tell me, what was your 2-minute piece about?
Oh gosh, okay. It's called Queen, and it's of a larger piece. It's about a teenage girl. Her name is Imani, and unfortunately she is raped. And so at a rap battle, she comes out about her experience in this particular setting. So essentially it's just 2 minutes of her, expressing herself.
And the clip you chose was the rap battle of her doing the performance.
Yeah, so that was just 2 minutes of that. I was like, oh God, what 2 minutes am I gonna
Right, I can imagine if it was a full feature.
Yeah, but it was just a short, so it's just 10 minutes for now, but that is the goal, to make it a feature.
That's fantastic. Annie, what about you? What was your 2 minutes?
So I actually made the film specifically for this competition.
Okay.
I thought, if they were to see it, I know that they're based in the States, I'm based in Canada, and we have some issues with reproductive rights, but not as heightened as here. And as like a woman of color, I was really upset with what I was hearing, what Trump was saying about my people, about women. And I thought, I reflected back, I'm like, what can I afford to give in this moment? And obviously, I'm kind of lower income, so I thought, I'm gonna be vulnerable, I'm gonna go put it out there. And I kind of told the story about like being a Mexican person, like a woman who had an abortion, and I made like a stop motion sort of clip about it in hopes that it would reach other young women in the States who are, especially women of color who are faced with so much adversity and so much hostility, and who are facing these sort of, situations, and they don't really have anybody who looks like them or anybody telling them like, what, lack of a better word, like shit happens and you're gonna be okay.
And I think too, right now there are so many different groups that are feeling isolated. And I think to come out with a piece that shows a sense of humanity and something that you can say me too or relate to, what an incredibly powerful and brave topic to discuss.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think it would win. So I mean, like,
obviously people appreciated your honesty and your courage.
Thank you. Yeah, I was definitely really like raw to show it to other people. And I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't think that far ahead. I would have to be.
I just needed to get this out.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
this is the way I did it. And I think it's so interesting that the two of you, the topics that you chose, whether it be a personal experience or whether it be through someone else's eyes, it's 2 women who were extremely vulnerable and have gone through some sort of a trauma or have had to make some sort of a decision for themselves. And you were able to capture that on film.
Yeah.
What did it feel like from when you conceptualized what you wanted to do to when you actually saw it on the screen?
That question, I think it's always hard, and difficult, because the film that you write is different than the one that you shoot, and sometimes it's different than the one that you edit. So, in many ways, like, I really wanted to put this scene with the mother and daughter, like, having this fight, but it couldn't work, so I was like, okay, that scene's just not gonna work. So I think it really showed me how filmmaking is this very rigorous process all the time, but you have to also be willing and able to like bend and be flexible sometimes, because you're not always gonna get everything that you want at every point. So I think
it may change over time. It just sort of evolves, right?
Yeah, it's it's an organic process. So I think you just have to be, you know, welcoming to that and be just loving of that, because I think in doing that you will just breed excellence into it, and like just putting that energy on set too. Like,
I like
think,
that, breathe excellence.
Yeah.
I like that. So I want to ask you about the female role in all of this. Obviously, the Horizon Award supports female filmmakers. You two chose very female-driven topics. They won. But I was reading a study that between 2002 and 2014, of the top, what was it, like 1,300 grossing pictures, I think women had about 4% behind the camera. What is it that women are pretty prevalent in independent films or documentary shorts, but the second it gets to a big budget picture or a studio film, the women just seem to get pushed out?
I have many answers, so I don't know. You
Remember, we're on live morning television, but yes, what are some of your top that you're just like, yes, this is one of the reasons?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's just still sexism. You know, I think men are still not really used to like women being in leadership positions, and as a result, you know, you don't see women like, you know, heading and directing the next Avengers 56 or something like that. Like, I'd love to see
and I'm
women.
sure there will be a 56.
Yeah, you know, like it would be great to see women like directing like powerhouse Marvel films, or just being a part of the conversation. And I think sometimes men don't think that we're technical, like that we can edit, that we can direct, that we know how shots work.
Maybe you'll just burst into tears in the middle of this. I mean, it's just so ridiculous. And it's always such a big news story. Like, I know they're making a Superwoman movie, and they hired a female director, and it's like this big piece, you know, that, wow, there's a female director in a superhero movie.
She can do it.
You know, she can do it.
What's also like strange about it is that they think that somehow we're gonna take our femaleness and that's the only thing you're gonna see in that product. Like, that's, you know, like it's like a token kind of win, and you know, everybody, like the product will see like, oh, a woman made that, and somehow that's not equivalent. But we saw this weekend Mudbound, and that was directed by a woman, and all you could see is that it was just powerful, it was beautiful, it was, you know, devastating, and the emphasis wasn't that it was a female director, it was just, it was a great film.
It was just a powerful
Exactly,
film.
right? And that's something that I think for some reason people can't realize, or they haven't accepted that, you know, that we're rocking directing, and that our femaleness, I mean, obviously our films had to do with the fact that we were female, but that's not our entire
Well, and there's
line of
also
work,
worse
right?
things than putting that on screen.
Exactly, exactly.
That's okay to do. Well, I congratulate both of you on this win. I'm so impressed, and congratulations. I can't wait to see what you are going to bring into the future. If people want to see these 2-minute pieces, is there a place online that they can view them?
I think on the Horizon website they're going to be posted.
Fantastic.
So they usually,
All right. Well, enjoy your festival.
Thank you.
We're going to take a break here on the Mountain Morning Show. It was so much fun to talk to the Horizon Award winners. Make sure that you go on to the Horizon Awards website so you can see the amazing work that they have put out into the world. We are going to be back with live music to close our first hour right after this.